Hi friends, my name is Lucy. I'm an educator at the Green Bank Observatory, and today we're going to be talking about some fun things that you'll be able to see in the night sky in May. So I'm going to pull up a planetarium software that's free to download. It's open source, called Stellarium, and I would definitely suggest downloading this, checking it out. You can have it on your PC, Mac, or Linux, and it's a really great piece of free open source software. So this is what the sky is going to look like in Green Bank, West Virginia at 10 p.m. on the 15th. And this is probably more stars than you will see where you live. I live in Green Bank, so I have a whole lot of clear sky. But I am going to trace an outline, and you guys will probably figure out what we're talking about pretty quickly. So this is the Big Dipper, right? Everybody knows the Big Dipper. Everybody's heard of the Big Dipper. It's one of the most popular shapes that we can see in the sky, and it's also one of the brightest. So the all of the stars in the Big Dipper are pretty bright, so you should be able to see it on clear skies, even if you live maybe in the suburbs where there's a lot of light pollution. But the Big Dipper is not actually a constellation. Lots of people think it's a constellation because it's very well known, but it's not. It's actually something called an asterism. And an asterism is a shape that we see in the sky by connecting the stars, just like a constellation. But unlike a constellation, it's not one of the 88 official shapes that astronomers use to map the night sky. So these are some of the 88 official constellations. And you can see that the Big Dipper is part of Ursa Major, which means the Big Bear. Now, Ursa Major is one of the constellations that we use to find our way around the night sky. And one of the most interesting stars in the constellation, the Big Dipper, is this one right here. This is called Mizar, as you can see right here. And Mizar is not alone. So if you have a telescope or even binoculars, really low-powered binoculars, you can go out and look at Mizar, and you'll see it has a companion. It has a little friend next to it named Alcor. Now, Mizar and Alcor are not actually a binary star system. They're not actually orbiting each other. They just happen to be really close together from the position that we're looking at it. So one is right here, and then about 0.4 light years away, the other one is here. So because of perspective, they look pretty close, but they're actually not. And Mizar and Alcor were used as an ancient eye test. So if you had really good eyesight, you might be able to distinguish Mizar from Alcor. Or if you're legally blind, like me, you would look up and you would either just see one star. You might not see any stars at all, or it might just look like a big blob. And that's what it looks like to me without my glasses. So the ancient Arabs, the ancient Romans, the ancient Greeks, all used these two stars as sort of an eye test for people who wanted to join the military. So if you wanted to become an archer, but you couldn't tell these two stars apart, the Greek army, for example, might say, you might not be a really good archer because you can't see very well. Let's find another job for you. Now, Mizar and Alcor are part of, like I said, the constellation Ursa Major. But Ursa Major is not the only shape that people saw in the sky. It's handed down from us, from the Greeks and the Romans. But Ursa Major, which is supposed to be this bear figure, here's some art that'll sort of show what I don't think it looks like a bear, to be honest. I think it looks more like a horse or maybe a weasel. And lots of different civilizations had different names for different parts of the sky, for different asterisms or constellations. And one thing I love about Stellarium is that you can actually look at all of the different, or not all of them, but a whole lot of different civilizations, different cultures, and see what they also saw in the night sky. And we're going to be talking today about the Ojibwe tribe of the Great Lakes region of Canada. And right here, you'll see that Ursa Major, the Big Dipper, was not known as the Big Bear to the Ojibwe. It was known as Ochig, the fisher. And Ochig was not always a fisher. He was not always a fisher weasel. He used to just be a normal boy until something happened. And that something was called the Winter Maker. Now, the Winter Maker is known to us today as Orion, the constellation Orion. But the Ojibwe called him the Winter Maker god. And the Winter Maker god, his job was to come down during the fall time, take summer from Earth and bring it up to the heavens. And that would cause fall and then winter. And then in the springtime, he would return summer to the Ojibwe people and create spring and then summer again. And this cycle would go on and on. But the Winter Maker decided one year to be a bit of a jerk. And he decided he did not want to give summer back to the Ojibwe people. And the Ojibwe were not happy about this, because if you don't have summer, if it's winter all the time, you can't fish, you can't go hunting really, because a bunch of animals are in hibernation. You can't really grow any crops. So this caused a problem that the Winter Maker decided to pull an Elsa from Frozen on the Ojibwe people. So all of the Ojibwe got together and they decided that they needed to elect one person to go to the heavens and take summer back from the Winter Maker. And a great chief stepped forward and she said, I volunteer. I will go up to the heavens. I will take summer back from the Winter Maker and return it to the Ojibwe people. And everyone said, okay, chief, what's your plan? And she said, I will transform into a great eagle. I will fly up to the heavens. I will take summer back from the Winter Maker, and I will fly away so fast he won't be able to catch me. And everyone said, sit down, that's a bad idea, because the Winter Maker was known for his magic bow and magic arrows. He was a very good archer. So it doesn't really matter if you can fly really fast. He's just going to shoot you down and then we won't get summer back. So the chief sat down. Next, a great warrior stood up and he said, I volunteer. I will go up to the heavens, take summer back from the Winter Maker and return it to the Ojibwe people. And everyone said, okay, great warrior, what's your plan? And he said, I will transform into a great bear. I will go up to the heavens. I will fight the Winter Maker with my bare hands. Bare hands. Thank you. I'm very funny. I will take summer back from him and return it to the Ojibwe people. And everyone said, hey, sit down. That's a bad idea. What do you not understand about master archer, magic bow, magic arrows? You're going to get shot with the magic bow and magic arrows before you can even get within arm's reach. This is a bad plan. So the great warrior sat down. And then a little kid stood up, and his name was Ochig. And Ochig was known for causing trouble in his village. He would, pull pranks on everybody, and everyone was sort of understood that if you woke up and all of your Oreos had toothpaste in them instead of cream, that was probably Ochig. And Ochig stood up and he said, "I volunteer. I will go up to the heavens, take Summer back from the Wintermaker, and return it to the Ojibwe people." And everyone said, "Okay, Ochig, what's your plan? Tell us. Tell us your plan to fix this." And he said, "I will transform into a weasel. I will go up to the heavens. I will weasel my way in to the Wintermaker's house. I will sneak in. I will steal summer, from the Wintermaker, sneak back out, and return Summer to the Ojibwe people without him ever noticing." And the Ojibwe said, "Oh, okay, Ochig. That sounds like a plan. How about we do that?" So Ochig and all of the elders got together and put all of their magic together and transformed Ochig into this fisher weasel that you see right here. I think it looks more like a weasel than it does a bear because it's got these little tiny weasel legs. So Ochig goes up to the heavens. He goes up to the heavens, and I'm changing what time of the year it is when I do this. So right now, it's around November. It's very, very cold, especially up in Canada near the Great Lakes. So Ochig goes up to the heavens, January, February. He sneaks into the Wintermaker's house. He takes Summer. He puts it in his pocket. And then he starts to leave the Wintermaker's house. But he makes a noise. The Wintermaker hears him. So he starts running. He starts running as fast as he can. With little tiny weasel legs. But he's not faster than the Wintermaker's magic bow and magic arrows. And Ochig cannot outrun the Wintermaker. So he gets caught by the Wintermaker's arrows. One arrow hits him in the tail and he's pinned to the sky. And all of the Ojibwe look up and they see Ochig in the sky and they say, "Oh, well, I guess it could happen to anyone. Ochig is up in the sky for eternity. He won't be able to return Summer to the Ojibwe people." But then April, and then March and June came. And as you can see, all of the stars seem to circle around this one star here. This is the North Star. We call it Polaris today. And this means that if you're pointing at Polaris, if you're looking towards the North Star, you're always pointing north. And all of the other stars seem to circle around it. But as Ochig circled around, Summer slipped down from his pocket and landed on Earth. And thus we had spring and then summer. And then as winter, or as fall, this is October, this is November, as fall and winter come, Ochig's down at the horizon, and he scoops up winter, and he brings it up to the surface again. Now, this isn't the real reason why we have the seasons. We have the seasons because of the tilt of the Earth axis. But this is why the Ojibwe believed that spring, summer, fall, and winter existed because of Ochig the weasel. And I love that story. That's a great myth around the seasons. Now, I'm going to point out one more thing to you guys. This is something called the Lochman Hole. Now, the Lochman Hole is not something you're going to be able to see with your eyeballs, but it's something that was actually discovered at Green Bank by our lead scientist, Jay Lockman. And it's actually in the Big Dipper, or the constellation Ursa Major, or Ochig the fishing weasel. This is the Lockman Hole. Now, we're in this thing called a galaxy. The galaxy is chock full of gas and dust and smoke and all of these particles, and that creates a problem for astronomers because we want to see farther out at other galaxies. We want to look really far away and see the structure of other galaxies in the universe. But we have all of this gas and dust and smoke surrounding us because we're in this galaxy. But Jay Lockman discovered in 1986 this region of the sky right here. It's called the Lockman Hole, named after Jay, of course. And the Lockman Hole is this part of the galaxy that has a lot less gas and dust and smoke. So if you want to look for really, really far away galaxies, if you want to look for the edge of the universe, if you're looking for leftover remnants of the Big Bang, 13.6 billion light years away, a lot of times astronomers look through this Lockman Hole to sort of figure out what's going on outside of our galaxy. So thank you guys for watching this video. Next month, I'm going to be talking about some constellations, some asterisms that you'll see that month, and so on. You guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have clear skies.